And it's time now for our weekly update with Santa Barbara County Public Health. Dr. Henning Ansorg is on Zoom with us. Thanks for jumping on here. Last week, we talked about testing issues that had been a big problem directly after the holidays. How have testing issues at the county improved, or have they at all?
They have improved a little bit, but not hugely. We have increased our hours at the testing sites. We are reintroducing a new testing site in Goleta again. And we are expecting about 80,000 at-home kits to be sent to us by early next week. And we will, through the county, give them out and at our healthcare centers and some community partners.
I know people have been really trying to get tested, and we're seeing more cases obviously popping up after the holidays. Where do we stand with Omicron? It seems like everybody knows at least 10 people that have a positive test right now. Where does the county stand?
Yeah, honestly, our new infections have completely exploded. We have 22 times more cases than 2 weeks ago. It's like incredible. And it is very, very similar to other areas in the country and in the world.
We've had a lot of students and teachers trying to get these tests. We've seen the video of the long lines as they're waiting at the Earl Warren Showgrounds or other places to get their tests. Do we have an update on what students and teachers and school staff are having to do with these tests?
Yes, there was partly also a misunderstanding. We no longer recommend that any positive antigen test has to be confirmed by a PCR test. That is no longer necessary. If it's positive, please isolate and do not seek another test. So partially it was misunderstanding, and the other part is that many schools have actually signed up with a lab on their own, so they can really test their students and staff at scale on an almost daily basis if they had to.
Any chance that all these positive tests in the end may be a good thing? The governor mentioned this yesterday. They're not only preparing for the pandemic phase we're in right now, but he even said the word endemic, which people throw out a lot. Is there any chance that this is positive in a couple of months?
Yes, we just have to make sure not at a horrendous price. So the fastest way to get to an endemic state is not necessarily the safest or best. But yes, if we see this rise change, hopefully in the near future, like in 3 weeks, I would think, then yes, a lot of people will have been exposed to this Omicron, probably almost half of the population. And we are just, it's fortunate that it doesn't cause as severe illness for most people. However, that is mainly for vaccinated and boosted. Unfortunately, there is still a significant amount of hospitalization and death, also from Omicron.
Let's talk about masks. They're kind of back in the headlines. California Department of Public Health put out a guide on their Twitter yesterday. We'll put it on the screen so people can see it. It basically says, okay, a cloth mask might be okay, but you got to do better with Omicron. Is a cloth mask just no good anymore?
I would say it's not optimal. You want to protect yourself. The cloth mask is great to protect others. It's not as great to protect yourself. Now with this Omicron, it's almost like a measles virus or a chickenpox virus. It's in the air. You don't need somebody to cough at you to get it. It will be in the air even if an infected person has left the room. So the next best after cloth mask is a surgical mask that you can actually really get tight on your cheekbones. That's really important for your own protection. Obviously, the most protective gear we can have is the PPE, the N95. That's what nurses wear in the hospitals. This one here is the old-fashioned version of N95. It's rather uncomfortable if you have to wear it for a long period of time. There's a newer version, which is much more comfortable, even if you have to wear it. That's what our nurses wear here at the healthcare center. And then there is one that I personally use. It's the KN95, and that is very easy. It's not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yep. I highly recommend this. So minimum is these, surgical masks that are available everywhere. Next step up is this.
And maybe you can clarify, why is Omicron getting through the cloth mask more than the other ones, or than Delta was? What's the difference? Are they smaller? Is it the particles different? How does that actually work?
It works that the particles are suspended in the air much longer. That is the main reason. And these materials for these more professional style masks have a very tight netting in them because they're used in hospitals.
All right, Dr. Henning Onsorg, thank you for those questions and answers today. We appreciate it, and a little mask demo as well. You got a lot of them there in your office, so we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, and we will do this again next week as we talk with Santa Barbara County Public Health on a weekly basis during this pandemic. Thank you.